Now, how we do traverse an array? And we said when we print the array, we have to specify the index of the array. Okay? Now, if you want to print the array or search an element in the array or do something to the values in the array, then you have to traverse the array. How do we traverse the array? We use two things. We use either for loop, the first one, or for each loop. In the for loop is just a loop. Okay, this is code here. You want to repeat it more than 10 times. You say for, and you put integer, for example, I equal 0 and semicolon, and the last condition is I aqal less than 10, and then after that you say I plus, and that you open the bracket here and here. So everything inside these two brackets will be repeated. So this is the for. You start the for by saying I equal to 0, and then after that you test the condition. Is I is less than 10 or not? Okay, if I is less than 10, yes or no. You have two options, yes or no. If it's yes, you're gonna do something here, okay, and if it's no, and after you do it, you have to say, okay, I increase I plus, add 1 to I, and then go back to the condition here. If no, you have to finish. Okay, if no, you have to finish. So this is the loop. So first here we have an array as contain numbers. Okay, these how many numbers? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So the size of the array is what? The size is 8. And we have integer mini, which is the number equal min, equal array is 0, which is min now is equal to what? Min equal array is 0. What's array 0? Array 0 is minus 20. So mine is equal minus 20. Okay, this is a comment. Now you start with the array. You say for integer index equals 0, index less than what? The size of the array. Array.length will return the size of the array. Array.length will return the size of the array. So here it will return 8. And you say index plus. That means that every time add 1 to the index. So here start with index. Okay, now this is the first loop. Index will be 0. Okay, and then start. If the array index is less than minimum, this is how to find the minimum number. If array is 0 is less than minimum, and minimum is minus 20, because we said here minimum equal array is 0. It is not less, though we're gonna do same. So say here mine equal array and index, and then after that you continue, right? So just one statement. This is the for loop. So then after that it will compare, go back to the loop again. Is the index less than the 8? Index still 0, so I'm gonna add 1 to it, and then start. If index array index 1 is less than minimum minus 20, is it less than that? No, it's not less than that. Okay, so it's gonna be not. Then go back and say, is that we reach the length or not? Then we increase 1 until what? Until you reach 8. When you reach 8, you stop. So this is what happened. Okay, same thing here. If you want to traverse an array with a string like this, Tom, David, Mike, and so on, you can use the loop statement. How do we use it? Like this. So start for index equals 0, and then index less than the name dot length. So the name dot length, what's the name dot length here? What's the size here? The size is 3. So the condition here will be index less than 3, because and then you say I want to increase every time I want to add 1 to the index, and you print the name. Okay, so that will print the first name, and then go back, check the index. Is the index still less than the length or not? If it's still less than the length, it will add 1 to it and continue, all right, until it is finished. Here, for example, all right, we print the names like this: name 1, name 0, names. And so we could do something like this. We can print what? We can use the loop. Okay, we can use the loop instead of printing like the names like this. Okay, something like that. I could close this one. All right, I can print them using the loop instead of each one. So I could say, for example, for integer I equal 0, and then what's the name of the array? I need the condition I is less than what? The array size. The array size is name dot length. Name dot length, and then after that you say I plus plus, and then you use the system.out.print. Here you use the system.out.print to print what? To print the name, and print, remove all these things. Okay, I'll just print the name. Instead of 0 here, I will say I, because I will go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you will see now it will print the whole thing. After I finish the 4 here, I could print, close the brightness here, copy, and I could close it in separate statement. Okay, I could close this one like this. So if you wanna do it like this, if you run it the same, it will be the same exactly as before. It will be no difference at all. I just save some lines. So the loops reduce the code. So if you enter the names here, now it should be the same as no different. A, B, and you could use C, D, and the last one is E. So it is no difference at all. No difference at all. You can see that there's no difference at all at the end. So just to print the names, you can put this one print length, so this one will go to the second line. If I want to enter them as well, I can use the loop as well. Instead of writing, how many statements I wrote 1. How many scan statement? 1, 2, 5. If I have 100 students, or in the college 3,000 students, I need to write 3,000 scan statement? No, I could just delete all of them and keep 1. So here I just delete also this one, and I could use for loop here. So I could say for example, integer t, okay, equal 0, and I say t less than name dot what? Length, which is the size of the array, and I should say t plus plus, and I will put, because I have 2 statements, so I have to move them inside the loop. These 2, I'll put them inside the loop here. Okay, and then instead of specifying the index 0, I could say I. Now this one will ask me to enter the names as in the size of the array. Okay, so look at the code now and look at the code before, and you can see this one is T, supposed to be, yes. So see now how many lines do we have now and how many lines we had before. Now this is just make it very simple and easy. So the for loop will go loops through the array, traverse the array. I will just say, for example, double GPA okay, and I will make it as an array, which is GPA equal new double, and I will give it size of 5. So I'll have to enter 5 GPA for each student. So I'll enter the GPA for the student. I'll just make them 3. It's easy, not 5. 3 student. Okay, 3 student is enough. Okay, now when I enter them, I have to enter the value for the GPA, copy for example, and enter GPA. We say here enter GPA. So for each student I will save the GPA, and this one should be okay, GPA, and here next double, and that should be fine. Okay, that should be fine now. So when I run it, I just want to say if the GPA, for example, I is more than 67, for example, system.print name I, say great, just print the statement, say excellent work, Mr. for example, or Mrs. or whatever, Mr. or Miss, and then you add the name to put. So if the GPA is more than 67, then I will have to something like compare it. Alright, so if I run it, okay, I would remove this one statement. I don't need it anymore. Okay, so I have two array. For each student I put GPA. If the student GPA is more than 67, I will print it. Okay, so if you're gonna run it, you have to enter 3 names now with GPA is for example 78, and the name is Amal, which is 90, and the last one is Salem, which is GPA is let's say 50, less than that. So here it's print excellent work Mr. Munter. I should use print LN, so you can see it all together, and now it will print them and you can see them. And the salary, as I said, 78, and then also we have Amal, and sorry, the GPA is 90, and the last one is Salem, and the GPA is 56, and enter. And you can see here excellent work Mr. Munter and excellent work Mr. Amal. Salem is does not appear because the GPA is less than 67. So you can use the condition if you want to do something to the element inside the array, and you want to traverse or find an element inside the array. You can use the for loop, and inside the for loop you can use if, you can use switch, you can do a lot of things. Okay, all right. I can have another array called result. Okay, for example, I can identify another array like this, copy, and I would say, for example, okay, Control V, and I will call it, I will make it as a string, for example, and I will call it grade or result, and I will have to make this one string. I just want to show how you can change it. Okay, so I can say the result here, if the GPA is more than, I can print it out. Okay, I can print that out, and okay, let me just remove this one, needed. I can just say also, I can change the value inside the I can say result I equal pass if he's more than 67. All right, and I could initialize them all here with fail. Okay, I can put them as fail here. So I can say fail. Okay, and another fail, and another fail, and close it, and that's fail. So if his mark is more than 67, it will be changed to pass. Okay, it will be changed to pass. So I can do that, you know, to make sure that we have number of students, something like that.